All right. So the real estate industry has really, in a sense, become like modern dating. You have the buyer and the seller, they go to dinner. You don't know who's paying for what, who's going to split. Are we going Dutch? Is it old fashioned? Is the guy going to pay? You just don't know. And I have sellers asking me if they still have to pay for buyers' commissions, and I have buyers asking me if they have to pay for their own commissions. So all the headlines have, in a sense, confused the public. And really nothing has changed too much. I mean, you talk to your real estate agent, they make it very clear on what it costs to employ them. And nothing has really changed other than now we just have to make sure we communicate well with the listing agent and see, is the seller offering commissions to the buyer's agent? If not, buyer, you're responsible for it. And that has always been the case if you've signed a buyer's agency. So nothing really is too confusing. We're going old fashioned with this dating. So the other thing that's heavily discussed is closing costs. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, they're different. So the closing costs for a buyer are going to be the lender's fees, any agent commissions if they're responsible for them. And the lender's fees are going to cover the appraisal, all of the underwriting costs, basically everything it takes to finance your loan, any expense on that is going to be the buyer's closing costs. And then the seller's going to historically pay the commissions. Again, that is negotiable right now. They've always been negotiable, but right now with how things are being worded publicly, the seller is given the choice. They can pay the buyer's agent or they can't. So technically all commissions are going to be a seller's expense on their net proceeds sheet, and any of the third-party fees like title company and their mortgage payoff and any taxes. That's basically how closing costs are split up. If you're the buyer, closing costs will range in a percent, usually from 3 to 6%. Sometimes we see them a little bit higher if there is a reason for that, and your lender can clarify all of that with you. You can expect to pay 2 to 6% if you're a buyer on your closing costs total, and the seller, if you're paying all commissions, you can pay anywhere from usually 3 to, I've seen some as 7%. It just depends on where you are. If you're the seller, you're going to pay your real estate commissions, and those can range anywhere from 3 to 8%, and also the title fees and taxes and your mortgage payoff. So just a quick recap of all of that, but those are probably two of the most often questions that I get asked right now, and that's a wrap.